audience.
Hello, good morning, viewers. Yes, it's another Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday, like we always say. It's weekend, much awaited weekend to rest. Yes, how was your night? I'm here live with the Chris. We're reaching you live from our Srtv studio here in London. My name is Princess Cassie. Of course, we have Abuja already standing by. We have Kenneth and Joy that will be joining us right away. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing over there in London?
Fine, but cold. Good morning. Yes, there's so much on the news this morning. You, Kenneth, I don't understand you and this your president and APC
He's our
because
president.
yes,
Our
your
president.
president personally.
He's our president too. Whether we like it or not, it don't happen.
Because we are seeing that there's a little tussle with him already with the House of Rep, the National Assembly. We know that so much money is being spent in renovation of the National Assembly, rather the House, the Aso Rock, and we're still talking about buying yachts, buying cars,
I think
vehicles of
President
billions.
denied that. He denies that.
We'll see about that on the headlines. And so these are some of the stories today we have, and we still have, the organized labor being aggrieved over what happened yesterday, and they are still
Soldiers.
tackling also Dima as to the beating or the
The prime
brutalization
suspect.
even if he's not the one anyway. But I like you always say that, Chris, you cannot win a case based on assumption or something like that. The lawyers will always say.
No, I say speculation is not evident. However, in this case, there are some cases. Let me tell you one thing in England. If you kill somebody, that's murder case. You are innocent until they are proven guilty. No, they prove beyond reasonable doubt. But if it's a money issue, you have to prove yourself innocent. The man in this case have to prove himself innocent because he's too clearly. It's up to the man to prove himself innocent. We're not going to wait for him. We're not going to wait for this one. And we will use balance of probability here. There are two ways. I know we use that on only other cases, on commercial cases, but this time we use balance of probability. We're not taking reasonable doubt. It's not there.
And as we speak now, we see that aviation unions all over are saying their readiness, display readiness to deal with Uzodinma, that he has already made that sleep. So no sleep for the wicked.
Really?
Yes. And it's part
Aviation?
of aviation unions.
What have they got to do with this?
Most of these unions are actually under
organized labor.
Yeah, so they say they will
see.
deal with him and all that. So, but for me, I think we should actually wait for the police to come and tell us what happened.
But they've been sleeping. Have they addressed us really? Have there been a press police? Have the police addressed us?
I have not seen any.
So far, nothing official from the police yet. They're still conducting investigations.
No, and
investigations are still going on.
But regardless, they are supposed to come out to tell the public to be peaceful while they carry out investigation.
Exactly.
I think that would have been the best thing. But anyway, they know better. And
we're going to demand it. Sometimes we're not going to keep quiet. They need to tell us what is going on. If there's investigation, you should be carried along. You understand? This is the problem. Carry us along. Tell us what you're doing. When we will hear from you. You understand? It's not in perpetuity. Tell us when. You understand? That if you cannot get a result by that time, then you come and let us know. Give you more time. This is a national issue. You can't just batter human being and think it's okay.
And to top it all, the major attack was, even though other people injured, after the show yesterday, not just what Shukuma gave to me, those pictures, but he actually sent other people that while running into the bushes were injured critically, and they're still receiving treatment. So it was even more serious.
But is it placed near the bush or what they
I think the fence, behind the fence is a bush, but not just forest, but no houses there. Just so I showed you the video yesterday. So they ran into the place, and a lot of them actually injured. That is the truth. And we've seen the president has been referred to brain and head scanning and all that. So it's quite sad. But anyway, we'll wait and see what the report the police will have to give to the public. We move on quickly with the reviews this morning, and we're going to kickstart with the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch. The main headline here says reps reallocate 5 billion naira yacht votes. Navy clears Tinubu.
Wait a minute. They allocate.
Reallocates.
Okay, now.
Reps reallocate 5 billion naira yacht votes. Navy clears Tinubu. And the writer says Navy, not Tinubu, requested yacht for operations. Presidency. That is coming from presidency. Navy spokesman said. And Senate okays 17.5 billion yachts. Air flex. Reps approve 546 billion defense budget. All these stories are on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says that Yaba overpass, others will stop train vehicular crashes. And this is coming from Sonwolu. That story is on page 6 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Naira gains as CBN pays banks $7.6.7 billion forest. That story is on page 33 of the Punch newspaper. A story here says Labour tackles Uzodinma. Governor says Ajero meddling. That story is on page 43 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here that says NNPC reallocates 6 million barrels to Dangote refinery. And that story is on page 34 of the Punch newspaper. We have a story here that says Navy bust crude oil theft on Lagos vandalized pipeline. That story is on page 44 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Lagos man drones during church bench hangouts. And that's a beach hangout rather. Yes, Lagos man drones during church beach hangout.
I mean, what's a career?
And that story is on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And we have a story here that says that Tinubu demands fairness in Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi polls. That story is on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Punch newspaper. Kenneth. President, your man said Tinubu, that yacht that has caused so much arguments within our lawmakers, they are not saying that it's actually for the Navy, not for presidency. And this is actually coming from our presidency and the naval spokesman. Okay, let's believe that it's actually for operations.
It is.
Kenneth say yes, so Kenneth has agreed already.
But Kenneth, you see, the challenge we have there is priorities anyway. Because we heard a few days ago, the president already approved. I don't know what these Navy guys are doing. If we have Navy and we have
crude oil thefts up and down,
security boys in Niger Delta getting 4 billion. And then
secure oil.
Oh yeah,
that the naval
on a yearly basis. And now we're paying for a yacht for 5 billion. May God save us. You know, these things. In fact, I think we have so much money to mess around with. That's the problem. So much money. This money it makes my ear. You know, I'm confused. You know, if you guys are feeling what I'm feeling, if we have all this money and we say we are broke, people are going to bed hungry. Is it not sad?
I think go ahead, Kenneth.
Well, you see, one thing that we all should agree on this matter was that this yacht was actually approved by the Muhammadu Buhari administration.
Connect, must we continue with it?
No, government is continuum, sir.
No, yes, I'm saying now, do we need it? Why is it not continuing with oil subsidy? No, government is not continuous. When you see things that are not good, that doesn't make sense. You take it out.
No, what happened here was that the Navy requested for it as operational. It's not even a yacht. I think the media is playing it, you know, to another extent. A yacht should be, a pleasure cruise, if I'm not mistaken. This actually is an operational liner cruise, kind of ship or whatever. So Navy requested for it. He was of the opinion that this is for security and, or whatever that was happening in the waterways, and he approved. God so kind, the reps, for me, I think the highlight of this should be we should be commending the Nigerian House of Representatives. At least it shows that probably this is not a rubber stamp, house like most of us have
like the
felt.
previous one.
You understand? So they saw it, they spoke out, and like I always say, this president is not Buhari. This one responds to what the people ask of. And you could see the good thing now is that the 5 billion naira have to now be shifted to the student loan. So it means the student loan that was had earlier on 5 billion approved now has 10 billion naira in it. So sometime from January now, Nigerian students can actually apply for loan to pay their school fees. I think this is the first time something of such has happened. So we should be even thanking this presidency instead of criticizing it. And then kudos, of course, to the House of Representatives for doing exactly their job.
Let's not go into that education aspect of it, you understand? Because you cannot just approve loan to students and until you make the university slightly independent. They should be making money. You understand? Now, you see, this thing I don't understand. I saw this image yesterday. It's a natural digression, please. I saw this image yesterday of a wonderful hospital with with the massive structure in place, a Nigerian General Hospital, not functional. But a one-room hospital that is private is functioning. You understand? The same thing you see the massive landscape of the Nigerian universities dead. But private universities that they manage to build one small building, they are really doing well. We should ask ourselves questions. And this is why I was supporting the student loan. But the universities can and should make money. You understand? We'll come to that when that time comes. So it's not good enough to say I give loan to
when we talk about the student loan, it's going to be very difficult because one, we don't even have data. Now look at it from this angle.
I'm sick of that. We have data. You have NIN.
Well, at least I know that every Nigerian that borrows money from PalmPay credits always has a way of them reminding that you're owing them. So
yes.
The data is there.
Just hold on, Kenneth. Now, for instance, here, maybe in a developed country, once you're giving a student loan, you're supposed to use it for till you graduate, and then when you get a job, if you get a good paying job, they start deducting the money, right, until it's complete.
Yes.
But now let's look at it in Nigeria. A lot of people will graduate and don't have jobs. And then how are you supposed? What is the procedure? Now, the first one, I did some interviews in Abuja. And for instance, the student is supposed to appear with 2 lawyers to get that loan, right? If I am to come to you, Kenneth, I am a student, I need your services. I'm going to pay for your services. And then I'm going to get another lawyer. I'm going to pay for that lawyer's services to get this loan. How are we sure that the student can afford that? And are we giving the money to them for startups and then so they can see themselves through school? Or they're just going to pay tuition and at the end of the day, no job? How are they supposed to pay back the money?
Princess.
And how easy it is for students to access
you said access to the loan is one thing. That's something I wouldn't really address. But in terms of paying back, you already answered it. Because until you have a job, a paying job, nobody's coming to your family and say, come and pay student loan. This is government loan. You understand? That's why it is good. It is very important, Princess, that the students are able to access this money, pay their school fees from it. It's really important. They pay school fees. In fact, the money of school fees goes straight to the school. That's how they treat us here. They don't give you your school fees, so you go and blow it up. These 2 school fees go straight to the school, and they give you your welfare money. That's little money to take care of yourself for you to go through the system.
I say this because we have been in Nigeria. I say this because we've seen over the time funds released, palliative here and there.
But Princess, let's allow it to fail first.
Okay.
We cannot.
No, it's not about saying it to fail, but the preparations in place to make sure this will work? That's a good question. We should ask. Yes. This is we were in Nigeria when INEC came out to say, "Oh, we are ready." I went to some of the press briefing over 1 million times. We are ready, and that same day we saw all the flaws. So we're not saying nothing like everything must be perfect, but how ready are we to make sure that this process will at least be 80%?
Princess, whether we blame government or not, whether we ruin the system or not, who is going to suffer it? We. You understand? Because Nigerians can make math as much as they like. Every system you have, bastardize it. By the time you turn out, all you're going to do tomorrow, you send your children abroad to study. And the funniest thing is, when you send a child abroad to study, you lost contact. You'll be praying that the child will be there when you die. Honestly, coming abroad is, we all have experienced it. You understand? When you are in this distance, so many things happen. You understand? Especially when you leave the child to leave the shore of your land. Pray that you see that child at the most important time when you need him. So that is one of the implications. So it's not even the implication is on everybody. The economy of the country. In fact, I am sick to see the beautiful structure of Nigerian university dead. They can, with this system, Princess, this university can now raise money through school fees and run their own affairs. You understand? You see, they can pay themselves. If private universities are paying themselves, why can't our university? They make so much money. We can pay ourselves.
But sir, what is the possibility that with the student loan, the schools will be willing, to run on their own, while we still have ASU and government issues?
No. This is the case now. Government ain't gonna be stupid. Listen, if the university is making enough money, Princess, let's take it this way. A university in Nigeria may have about 5,000 students. Let's take on the average, right? You pay 100,000 times 5,000. You understand? That is a lot of money to pay everything about that school. You don't even need to resort to government for anything. You see, government has built a school, it is functioning, it should run as a private entity. Government will from time to time begin to ship in things. But if we don't allow this to run, now you say, where do you have the 100,000? This is your loan. You don't pay this loan back until you have a good job.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You understand? The system will run itself. Because by the time we wait for government to run it, that's why the hospitals are dead. Like I said now, look at the big structures of Nigerian hospitals. Where are dead hospitals are working? If we make it sure that the government control how much this hospital charge, and the money is enough for the hospital to run around, it's not beneficial to everyone of us.
Let's get something clear. No hospital in Nigeria is actually working without charging the patient. Whether general hospital, whether teaching hospital, you have to pay.
Do they charge enough?
They charge, sir.
I'm asking whether it's enough.
Yes, sir.
Because if it's enough, the thing I don't understand, then where did the money go to?
I don't know what you mean by enough, sir.
I always keep saying this. The problem is with the civil service. It's the civil service that always mess things up. Now the government is releasing money to the universities.
Yes.
It's now up to the universities to be transparent enough. Now you're going to see the problem. The universities most times will not even give you account of the money the students pay as a school.
That is what I'm trying to say, Kenneth.
Is the government responsible for this?
No, the government is not.
Thank you. So we're not asking our universities. Now, this is not a thing of private university running their own affairs. If Lagos State if the University of Lagos is doing well and Abuja University is not doing well, you begin to ask, where is your money? You understand? They cannot go on strike in the name of ASU anymore. Government ain't paying you. This university is paying you. You go to the university that pay you well. You may leave Unilag and go and work in LASU because LASU will give you better offer.
Exactly.
So let it be privately run, and the most important thing, the student will benefit, the country education system will grow. Because students will come to the school that offers them the best. Exactly. In fact, university will be fighting to get students. You understand? And see, when you do this, the body leaves the government. And let's put at the hospital. The hospital here, it's why the UK hospital is still not working. This is the best, we have the best in the world. You get treated for free. You understand? But it's still failing us. What can happen in Nigeria is we don't want to go with free hospital treatment. You understand? Charge reasonable amount of money for every treatment. But the hospital every general hospital is independent of the other. You go to a private general hospital, it charges you for your treatment. But they give you the best treatment. So you come back. Who go to a hospital that doesn't treat you well, but you're not going to pay? Princess, is it not better for us than to have a general hospital working with better facilities than the private hospitals we're going to? Those are mushroom hospitals, killing us every day.
Funny enough, it's the same doctors who are working with the
government. So they should be dealt with.
That owns most of this private.
We can clean up our system with no pay.
The thing is this, sir. Let me tell you something, right?
Yeah.
For instance, a doctor is working at the general hospital, and then you know that me naturally, I can't. We don't pray to fall sick, but if I'm ill, I won't go to general hospital. except maybe
If the system is good, you will.
It's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
but I'm saying as like
it is now, yeah.
Because imagine the last time I had an accident, I was if you see the level of mosquito inside the ward, they know, right? And they're even telling you this is a private ward. You needed to see
If
the
I show
smell.
you the one,
The smell. So you don't expect human being. If I have the money to go and die there because I want to patronize the government or I'm a patriotic Nigeria, I will not do that. I will go to a private hospital that is clean, and this is exactly why the doctors are taking advantage of federal government, because I don't know who is in charge of these hospitals, but most of them are even a death trap. You that is not feeling well, you go and start carrying diseases, infections. You need to go to some general hospitals restroom. You will run.
Yes.
It's that bad.
You see, Princess, the beauty of what
and
I'm
sometimes
saying.
They don't have, these days, one thing with private hospitals that I really want to give them kudos for is that they are not using their money to buy machines, equipment that, can restore a lot of things. Unlike government.
Princess, the funniest thing? Who can buy better equipment than the big hospitals? This is the thing. What I'm saying now, Princess, with the system I'm saying, we would have empowered our universities, we would have empowered our hospital to compete with hospitals around the world. Because when you pay well, the hospital now know. It's not like private hospital attracting clients. They'll be attracting you with the best of treatment. If you go to this hospital, you say, they treat me well, or there's no mosquito, there's light. You get the best attention because you fire the nurse who doesn't work. Because the nurse is now well paid. Forget government. This is not government. You don't go there to break melon. This is serious job. You understand? And you see, everybody will sit up. You see, what I'm confused, in fact, Nigerians, is what I cannot understand is how can this big structure all in place with the right staff not functioning and the private ones are working? It is because of management. The government should take their hands off this. You understand? Why money?
I don't even think it's the government. I think it's the individuals that work in the civil service. I said this because
the individuals cannot do it if the government is watching. What's the job of the government? And then is the government.
So please, who is the government?
The individual and a vice chancellor can misbehave, can kill the investor and get away with it. If I am the governor, are you mad? What? I gave you money. You collect money, and people are calling my name because at the end of the day, you come to me that you ASU is on strike. No, government cannot take that from you. You understand? The government have a role to play here, because if ASU is calling government every day, this is what they have done to me, and you cannot even actually say, ASU, listen, what is happening to the money I gave to you? You understand? Where is the money you're collecting? You can ask. Government is not stupid.
Let me tell you something. Do you know, for instance, how much you carry out to do a CT scan? It's quite expensive.
In Nigeria?
Yes, it's expensive. And I know it's like the last time I called, when I had accident, I think it's for 70K, the specific one I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I had that accident on Kogi, very close to Lokoja. I was going to Lokoja, actually. And all of us were rushed in the emergency, sir. You'll be shocked. There is no teaching hospital. There is no CT scan. The only thing they have is X-ray. And they tell you, we cannot attend to this person. And that is presumed to be the biggest hospital in the whole of Kogi.
The governor will die if he's sick. God will punish them. You understand? Because if they mean well, no, this is the thing we're saying. It doesn't add up to me. Maybe you guys can understand this. You understand? It takes only one thing, management, to change our hospitals. How can a one-room hospital be better than a government-structured hospital? It does not make sense.
You know that day, even people that were dying, the rats, there's this rat smell, and they were saying, the doctors were saying, sorry, I say rat die full everywhere inside hospital. So if I were to be dying, all of us, some people came, they were lying on the floor, and it was even raining. So it started raining the cold. You understand? It's only God that saved God that would not actually die, because these people, they don't care. And the doctors were actually sipping tea because it was cold. On emergency ward, you're drinking tea for what?
And they have their own private hospitals. So.
Yes,
all those
In fact, they will refer you to the hospitals. That's what I know you say.
They will even refer you there.
They will refer you to the hospitals.
Some of the issues
You want to buy blood, they'll tell you buy blood.
But you see, this is the thing I'm saying now. A government that is watching that and is keeping quiet is a disgrace and an evil doer. In fact, these are assets of evils. You know, they talk about assets of evil. We have assets of evil.
And that is because, sir, once they feel headache, what do? They jet off. They come here to meet you. They go to this hospital. What's this one? We went to the other day. Middlesex. They go there. So they don't care, sir.
And you see, the funniest thing, you see, what can, let me put it this way. Now that we don't have an airline, you know what we do? We fly British Airways. But if I was flying Nigerian Airways, I probably eat correct egusi and pepper soup on the aircraft. We all lose. This thing we're taking for granted, Nigerians, we and I, we are losing. You understand? And it's even better if you can imagine if Ethiopia have an airline, Kenya have airline, Ghana Airways, Nigeria should go to Nigeria should be. These things are not joke. You guys are laughing. It's no joke. Anytime I come here, I am sick and tired that, you know, it costs nothing. Professor Kenyam will say he want to do something. You see, these guys, they just take money and they go and share. All the president going to talk about is how to buy yacht. That's what we hear, Kenneth. When we can have an airline, it takes nothing. If a ministry, you know what I say to people? That's what I say to you, my people that work with me here. If this is your own, can't you run it? That's the question I ask you. You know, I always ask that question. If you have this ministry, God gave you this kind of big ministry as a business, are you saying, minister, you cannot run this and make money?
The administration can do it.
They will do it.
Kenneth, we're actually waiting for your administration. We can't wait to see what happened by maybe first quarter of next year.
And I think Tinubu, yes, let's wait. But you see, maybe where I'm confused is it really rocket science to fix this? You understand? That we don't have a good hospital. And we are smiling and we're thinking, oh, it doesn't concern me. You know, Nigeria don't want to die. But we're all dead.
Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper we have because of time, and that would be the Daily Trust.
Good morning once more. On the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, the major headline says, manufacturers groan as diesel price hits 1.300 liter. And the rider says, it's hitting us hard, truckers. Inflation may get worse. Factories may shut down, says experts. And this you will find in page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, large withdrawals causing cash scarcity in some locations, says CBN. You find that in page 21 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Trailer crashes 8 to death in Abuja. You find that in page 1 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Hezbollah, Israel exchange fire as violence spikes at Lebanese border. This you will find in page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And above here says, CSOS raised dust over 18 billion INEC supplementary budgets. This is found on page 12 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Relief as CBN begins clearing $7 billion FX obligation. This is found in page 2 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And then we have Nike's visit. We have every right to invite our Muslim brothers. Sultan replies critics. This is found in page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust newspaper also carries the story of the yacht. Reps reject 5 billion presidential yacht past supplementary budget. I think that's all we have for the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Yes, and
they said they reject it and they approve it and they defend it, and I don't understand.
Yes, because I told you that we'll see more of that because the president did say it's for the naval staffs, and yes, we are now seeing that reps reject 5 billion presidential yacht, and that is the 5 billion that was actually transferred for student loan. For students, they had to add that to the students, right? Yes.
But they said, okay. What they say now, presidency said, we don't,
yes.
it's not my headache.
Yes.
We don't need it.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So
Navy, shut up.
Yes.
Thank God for that. All right.
And so that money was actually not disbursed for students.
That makes sense.
Yes. And the main headline here says manufacturers growing as diesel price hits 1.300 naira per liter.
Why do you guys even collect 1.300? It's 1.3. You don't have nothing like 1.300. You don't add up. You guys
it's actually 1,300
naira
per liter.
Exactly. So it's 1,300 naira per liter. Not 1.300.
1,300 per liter. What that means diesel is even more expensive than fuel.
Of course.
Okay. And but Ken, how is the situation in Abuja? Are we seeing queue or anything like that?
No, basically there's no queue, but the truth being told, the price of fuel has gone up. It is now mostly 655 naira a liter.
Okay.
It is mostly 655 naira.
No queues and stations are open selling.
Yeah, no queue because of course nobody is driving.
Nobody wants to even buy it.
If the people I see in the taxi these days, I even get scared if they're supposed to be there with me. You know, you see, well-to-do Nigerians, people that normally, you will call big men. They enter the taxi with you, they're dragging with you, and you'll be like, "Okay, is this you, morning, sir?" You know, so nobody is driving, and I think why would I want to criticize that? It has exposed the excessiveness of the African man. You know, we don't even want to cut costs naturally. If fuel was 100 or something naira, everybody will drive. I'm not for the increase in fuel price. Of course, I know that with the
I am for it too. I am for the increase in fuel price. I'm a big supporter of
the price is what I don't really buy. But
let me put it this way. Nigerians should plan an urban transport system.
Thank you.
That's what we're saying. Instead of, even if it is big buses now, it should be in place to take people from one place to the other, where they have to pay. You see, what transport for Abuja alone can raise the amount of people transport for Abuja will employ. You understand? If you try to drive your car, pay 2,000 naira per liters. You understand? The country is in where it is. You understand? Don't drive. Take the public transport to where you have to go. The essence of a car is to move. In London here, it's only in America, you see people driving big trucks. In London here, we use small cars because the cost of fuel is expensive. You know, and I go with public transport. Though it is there, it is affordable. It's not free.
Yeah.
It's not free in London. I move around with buses. I go with my bus or I go with the underground. It's expensive. But you know, the beauty of it is it gets me from where I want to go to the other place without any problem. But I'm not saying that I must drive in London. If you want to drive in London, please pay your good car. It's not even buying the car, your insurance, the fuel. And any mistake alone, maybe you beat one light. Boy, you don't need the trouble. You understand? So you stay away from it. It is not out of place for a government to watch our expenditure. You know, Kenneth, when this happened, rich men can no more buy 50 cars. If you want to buy 50 cars, I bet fuel about that. Fuel it. See, go and say that a white government will indirectly take money from the rich and set up the problem. The only problem I have with Tinubu, you've taken this thing, use it to build urban transportation. You see, Tinubu, this weekend you guys are praising. If you want to do something great, you can introduce transport system for Abuja and make money for Abuja and employ people in Abuja. Lagos can do the same.
And you know, funny enough, I was even thinking that Wike is quite smart. You know, in Lagos we have these blue lines where you can just enter your BRT buses and you are off.
What do you think Wike know? Wike is somebody that approved contract for building of bridges. That is the kind of government we have.
There is no way you can compare some Wike to the Fasholas and the Ambodes and the Sanwo-Olu. These guys go for training on how to run their state. Even when someone won the election,
they come abroad, they see. Look at Lagos is going to have transport for Lagos alone. Look at Lagos now, transport for Lagos.
Don't forget that Fashola has been a minister of work. Am I correct, Kenneth?
Yes.
Exactly.
Then why are we still here?
No, as a minister of works, He did a lot of works. At least the second Niger bridge is there for everybody to see.
So
he
that is
delivered.
everything he did for 8 years now.
No, not just that. There's a Sukuk road. No, I don't even want to go into that.
Makudi Abuja road. We give that to him.
Fashola.
Which Abuja road? Which Abuja road? Which one exactly?
Yes, Benue Abuja road.
Okay, Benue Abuja road.
It was a death trap before, but the road is good now.
Fashola did a lot, but for me, if I want to go
that, I keep saying it.
Let me tell you guys, you can't go from Lagos, as it were, from Abuja to Lagos, or from Lagos to Benin, or to that. These are some of the major roads we know for years now.
You have a point. But the truth is, we need to understand how roads are maintained outside of Nigeria. You can't have a country where the government every year spends 12 trillion, 13 trillion building roads, and nobody is tolling the people that use the road. I think roads.
No, Kenneth, wait for us. People are not getting, like Umahi came, the new minister of work, to not say that he traveled across all major east-west road and federal roads, and he started shedding tears that these roads were done.
That guy is an idiot. Let me ask
one question. How can he be when he say he's the best road master?
Princess, so let me ask you guys one question, because I'm using my experience here to talk when I'm on this platform. Sorry, guys, and I always talk to you. A question I ask: do you even pay
to use
your car tax? Is there anything like car tax in Nigeria?
No, not at all.
I've never paid such before.
So, okay, for using the road in Nigeria is completely free, right?
It's free.
Totally free.
The road is even spoiling my car. So
yes, it's spoiling your car because you don't pay for the road. The government should be bold enough. I don't know who took toll gates out. You understand? Things like that. But I'm not saying when we pay that. I'm saying to Nigerians, they may not understand me. Okay, if we pay our toll gate and the road is good, is it not cheaper for us?
Let us use the Lekki Expressway. There's a toll system on it. I'm yet to see any Nigerian that will come and complain that there's a pothole on that road.
Good. Because the
there
money
is, Kenneth.
No, if the process.
There is.
We now know so
there is.
I cross that
road all the time to Delta, to the back road, to Lekki Expressway, to to go home.
That road is looking beautiful.
No, sir.
It might have fault. I know you're saying this.
Because Kenneth is saying there is no single pothole.
You're saying there's no single. Now you're quoting single. We compare. No, what we say.
The area that is being told is actually okay.
You see, it is the rich people that can afford it that are not paying. If you can afford a car, then you should be able to at least pay a little bit of road tax for the maintenance of the road. This is a simple thing. I am saying if the government should not be spending our money on those things, use it for urban transport.
Okay, for instance, sir, let me say something, sir. All of us here, we've been in Nigeria at one point or the other.
So
we pay for electricity, right? Let's say, for instance, those that are paying direct that have not been assigned meter. Now, whether or not you have the lights for that 1 month, you will still have to do what? Pay. Kenneth, you will pay, right?
No, thank you, Princess. I'm not going to go out from this. You have a point. Have you ever noticed that it is in states where we have prepaid meter that will have the best light supply in Nigeria?
Why is it that? Wait, hold on. Why is it that? The state has refused to assign
that will have the best light supply in Nigeria.
Now, you see, Kenneth, God bless you. So it means, our people, we are trying to build our nation here. You understand? If we can have prepaid system, the money goes straight to one place. I was thanking the government of federal government of Buhari for saying the integrated money to pay into one kofa. You understand? Because this money goes into the hands of some private fools who have some big stomach, who are not helping the country and not even helping themselves. Because it makes no sense for you to steal all the money and you end up going abroad for treatment. Your treatment is in Nigeria, you can have it. Your children can go to school in Nigeria, you can do it. But when you take it out, then the whole system is suffering. It pays nobody nothing. I said don't drive, but the government must provide mass transport system. That will take you from where you want to go to the other. We will enjoy. You understand? We will enjoy. You don't need to. You see, it's only, I said to you people, it's only in Nigeria you have people having personal drivers. Rubbish. No government will do it. Government will come and say, the salary of this driver is 2,000 is 1 million naira. If you cannot pay him 1 million naira, leave him. You don't need your job. Then you will see nobody having a driver. You will drive yourself. Who drives you here in the UK? Are they not human beings? Are you better than the people here? We don't have drivers here. Who is driving us? We drive ourselves. We're not talking of you that can even afford a car. You Nigeria, you can afford a car, and you can even afford a slave to drive you. And you said Nigeria is not good. I'm defending Nigeria today. It is our system that is, and it's little things that's going to save it. Little things like this. Make sure they pay people well. You will surprise that Nigeria will just begin to take shape. You understand? Now, the fuel prices alone, some people no more misbehave. Not every dick can hardly go and buy a car.
Yes, exactly.
You can buy it there, drive it, maintain the car. That is only fuel. Imagine if you pay the road tax and the right insurance.
No, nobody will drive a car. 70% will leave their cars.
And that's what we want. Then the money will be what? Be used to maintain the roads. And then you driving on the road, you pay. That's what we do here. It's not free.
The truth is that, sir, we are a country of a million people.
Yes.
Millions.
Yes.
And then I don't think when we have the mass transport, that will not stop people from driving, or private cars
people will
not stop mass transportation. What we're saying is that it's even the absence of these mass transportation that is not making people.
So let the government now be firm. They should not be afraid, because sometimes I see this Tinubu government is so scared. When they say something, Tinubu is shaking. Like listen, no, a government is firm. You came out and you say no subsidy, sir. Hold on to it. You understand? Now come up with strategies. You take food from me and you give me poison. You understand? Because by the time you give me this money back in subsidies, in palliative, you're poisoning me. Use the palliative now. Use it to construct things. You understand? When we have mass transport, you know how many people get jobs? And well-paid jobs. And the transport must make money. I'm not saying, because if a Kelechi could have his own transport, is making money. Why would the government transport system not make money?
You know the problem we have, sir. It's not this thing you're saying now. It's the civil servant, like Kenneth said. For instance,
with the president, you are a governor. A civil servant is misusing your state. And you are quiet.
The civil servant locked Devil Mai out of the Ministry of Works.
They locked him out.
They locked him out. They locked him inside his office because he came to work and he was like, "Where is all the workers in the civil service?" They said they are not. He said, "Lock the gates." Yes. They locked them out. They started protesting for coming to work late. Princess, I know you follow the news. So,
yes.
I keep saying it. The civil service is the problem of Nigeria. And the day the president, and I said this even in our party meetings, the day the president is bold enough to bring an administrator that can sanitize the civil service, Nigeria will wake up.
That's it.
If we can have a ministry of
I agree. And it goes down to the Nigerian lecturers. The lecturers, you understand? Because by the time, if you see, you know what, I go to ministry, when I come to the Ministry of Information last time and I ask them, you guys are here, you don't make money. It doesn't make sense for me. Government put you here, you don't make money. So you only wait for us to bring in projects so that you collect, and you begin to serve people. Whereas the ministry can actually make it better than I do.
Of course.
Kenneth, who am I to be stronger than the Nigerian ministry? So, you see, the productivities of the ministry is important. You want to get paid. Oh, government is not paying us. Oh, government never do anything. No. What are you doing? You go to the ministry.
Thank you, sir.
Let me shock you people. Do you know Aerofire buses, Kenneth?
Of course.
Very well.
The long buses.
Yes, there is a place in Karo, right? Karo, before Yanya. Now, once you enter inside that Karo, right, inside, there is one place there where one open field, one space. So if you go there, you will see like hundreds of these Aerofire buses.
They're still there now.
They are there. And some broken down, some they've been looted. Tire said they don't lose everything.
No.
Now, when that past administration left before Buhari came in, we know that that minister started saying that initiative was for the previous one, right? And then they started that they will start their own mass transit. Now, if you go to Buhari you will see that these buses you now see lifting or carrying people are just private owned buses. Now, as at the time of Goodluck Jonathan, you will see these buses where you even, I don't know how much them from Yan, but I think as low as maybe 70, 50, or 100, you will be in town. And they were in a park where in Yanya where you will just enter and the next thing is come as you go as you come, something like that. It's just moving, just going. And now we've seen that a new administration came, and what happened? They had to abandon that one. And so if you go to Carol till today, I'm telling you, I don't know whether they've been clear, but the last time I drove there to see my sister, you will see the place is so big. You will see plenty of the buses there. You're left there to do what? I don't know under whose the person's care at which they were kept there, but they are there.
And this princess, don't you see now that if what I'm saying will work, if that thing was kind of private government partnership, it would die off. If the ministry does not want to work, scrap them. Let everything be done private partnership. Because if a private person owned that in Abuja, that thing will be making millions.
Definitely to work.
See, so why are we and it is not good for private people to always own it because they'll be doing it for profit alone. And the price will be too much. Look at Dangote today. But if the government come in and make it nice, understand, and actually use it to create jobs for the Nigerian people in Abuja, you understand? The place will be making money, people will have better transport system, our lives will be better. You see, that's why maybe now you come to my place. I know you guys see that man, that little short man, as a bigot. He's a religious bigot. Maybe that's why they don't like Erufai. Erufai is my man. You understand? These are the few people.
I love the man.
It's the only few people you can talk of. I'm happy you can see what he did. And I was so sad when they said he has one thing, that's why he cannot be a minister. You know, anywhere you give Erufai, he would have come and hold the Nigerian electricity system. That's what I wanted to give to him. They will run, though. You know, people like him, don't idiot. Erufai, now they look your face. He will tell you it's not a do or die. You know, it's like that. You know, no, princess, we can. Nigeria can work if we just be sincere. And you know, maybe this is the thing. I don't like the word sincere because you know, Nigeria go to church and you pray for this to happen. No, it's the Lord that will make it to work. If you misbehave, you know one place for you, jail. You understand? If you misbehave, put the man in jail. You know, Nigeria don't want to go to jail. If you use one person as an example, everybody will behave. There's a local government chairman that came to my place. The guy stopped people for driving one way. You know what he did? No matter how they beg him, he made sure that man went to jail. Nobody drove one way in Ugara throughout this time. He used only one as a scapegoat. You understand? Everybody were in hallelujah. You understand? So if sometimes you need a stupid, I think this your wicked that they said it's a no-nonsense man can only do that. Put one person in prison and make sure this man he follow it and I make sure the press carry it. What you are doing it is you are telling Nigeria it's no more business as usual. Exactly. Everybody will say, you know, wicked will put me for prison. No. There was a time I was driving in Lagos without license. Then my president say, Fajola hold you. You understand? Then Fajola was governor. He said, Fajola people hold you. Do you understand? You behave. Thank you.
Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper we have because of time, and that would be the Nigerian Tribune. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Tribune. The main headline here says 2023 supplementary budget. Reps transfer 5 billion naira for YAT students loan as NAS approved 2.17 trillion naira budget. And the rider says 210 billion naira for 35,000 naira wage award for federal workers. Defense gets 546.2 billion naira, 515 billion naira for civil-wide votes. Tinubu didn't ask for presidential yacht, says presidency, and all these stories are on page 10 and 11 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Tinubu demands free, fair Guba polls in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa. That story is on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says court orders unconditional release of Emefiele from EFCC detention. the Red Kanu government to pay 30 billion naira within 7 days. And that story is on page 4 and 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says CBN may begin CBN may begin disbursement of foreign airlines trapped funds, and that story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper as well. We have a story here that says high volume withdrawals causing scarcity of naira notes in some locations. This is coming from CBN, assures of sufficient stock. And that story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Dangote speaks on allegation of economic sabotage. That story is on page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Test running of red line to commence December. This is coming from Sonwolu, and that story, and the writer also say inaugurate Yaba flyover. That story is on page 10 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says Rep move to recover over $30 billion revenue from merger of multinational oil firms, and that story is on page 12 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Tribune. And now there's a story here that actually caught my attention. Kenneth, how is the situation there? Because we're seeing that high volume of withdrawals causing scarcity of naira. Are you able to get cash?
Well, this morning I was able to using the POS. I think what is happening in Nigeria now is the effect of the I'll say misinformation campaign, because
Okay.
most Nigerians earlier, as of 2-3 days ago, believed that the naira was going to elapse at the end of the former period given by the CBN. So we had a kind of panic stockpiling of naira notes for those that want to sell naira notes. You see, that's why I keep saying. So it's that sometimes our problem is just Nigerians. So people just said that it's like the CBN circular that they passed last time. Naira expires. The old naira note rather expires.
Yes.
So time 31st of November. So a lot of people started stockpiling notes. They started stockpiling notes because they want to sell notes to their fellow Nigerians. But then when I think the CBN came out to refute that and say even after December the notes will still run, concurrently, and then we see that situation where notes just came back to circulation again. So I think that CBN just pointing that out. It's just all about people stockpiling notes. But as of today, I withdrew money this morning and I didn't have any challenge at all.
No, because you use the POS, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if it's ATM, we would have known, because we've seen scarcity of cash already, and this is we used to say the injury time of the year when people actually going to buy and stock and buy
Is that
food
happening?
stuff and all that. So
That would be most likely happening in the village, not in Abuja.
everywhere, that is what
Seriously.
we've been getting. Yes, in Kano, major cities like Kano, Kaduna, we'll be seeing that no cash to withdraw. ATMs are dry. But CBN is now reassuring of sufficient stock. So we pray that that will pass as quickly. And there's a story here as well that says CBN may begin disbursement of foreign airlines trap funds. I'm quite happy.
I'm not happy.
Why?
Airline trap phone.
I'm not happy.
Trap funds, yes.
Just like the thing said, the $7 billion. The $10 billion the CBN has just pumped into the economy. You might discover that about $2 billion will just go in foreign travels alone. And if we had a Nigerian carrier that captured this money back, this money will directly come back to us again. So the same money we went to stake our oil with to bring in from the IMF, we are still pushing it back again to them to use oil and stake and bring it back again. So it makes no sense to me. We have
God bless you, Kenneth.
in Nigeria. The budget that was just passed, 560 something billion, was marked for the defense. About 400 billion in that money, 400 billion plus, I looked at it, is going into purchase of defense weapons that will be imported from outside countries. So I don't understand the way we spend money in Nigeria. What are we producing? That's the question I keep asking.
Kenneth.
What are we
Like
producing?
even services that we can render, we don't. The president is happy that the government is going to subsidize our travel. Is that
No,
what
but
There's
don't
dollars
you
to travel
think
now.
that will strengthen the naira?
Straighten which naira?
We are not strengthening the naira. We are defending the naira. That is the dynamic of Nigerian money economics, will defend the naira from foreign, to not show the valued naira. Because I believe the naira is a bit worthless. If I want to be very, very truthful, it's a bit worthless. How can we in Nigeria, well, the only thing that revolves around our banking system is when we have dollar, but we use naira. But whenever there is dollar, everybody is happy. If there is no dollar, everybody is scared already. Why? People have to travel for foreign trips to treat themselves. That's medical tourism, taking a huge amount of money in Nigeria. People need to travel for universities out of Nigeria, a huge amount of money leaving Nigeria. People travel to invest Nigerian money outside the country, money is going. We even travel to buy defense weapons that we will use in defending our country outside of Nigeria, money is going. You discover at the end of the day, in fact, the materials we use to build the roads, maybe now that we're having Umar Hussein, he will be building concrete roads. We might see some money saved in terms of infrastructure. Aside that, almost everything we use in building the roads are also imported down to even buy crude products that we use, bitumen and the rest, to use to work on the road. These are things that were taken from Niger Delta. They refine it there. We still pay billions of dollars to import it back. And in fact, it's crazy, sir. It's crazy. And I'm seeing the $10 billion they brought might not even last up to December. It's already exhausted. And we'll
But I'm really thinking that this clearing of this backlog, I think it will help strengthen, bringing new businesses inflow as well, and strengthen the naira.
What kind of business? I'm asking Nigerians to build their own house. You see, Nigerians sometimes we're so stupid to think we need foreign investors.
You understand?
Whereas we can invest. You see, the painful thing, when they say, oh, we want to encourage foreign investors to come to Nigeria, I say first, have you started investing? Kenneth, I don't understand, or maybe I'm stupid. If I can take a loan, I can negotiate with some foreign airlines here, all right? I mean, aircraft manufacturer to say, okay, let's go and do business in Nigeria because there's a lot of business there now. You say Nigerian government that is taking loan every day cannot take proper, what we need is Airbuses. Order about 300 or 500 Airbuses to come down to Nigeria and launch Nigerian Airways. Princess, what will happen is, you know how many people? Nigerian airline, image laundry. Number two, you see, people will get jobs, massive jobs for Nigerians, and the bottom line will be making money. It's not free. We pay the same thing like every other airline, but it will be better for Nigeria because Nigeria. You see, let me tell you this. I did a premiere of a movie here in London at the Empire Leicester Square, which is the biggest place you're going to do it. Guess what? Because Arik Air was flying here, Arik Air were my major partner. They flew my cast and crew from around the world. Is that not better for me? You think British Airways want to give a damn what I do with my film?
No,
you see, it affects us in all levels. In all levels. And that we don't have an airline, it's a pain for people of my time because it gives the image of a beautiful country. Ethiopia, Nigerians are not going through Ethiopia. The last time somebody came on air to say how Nigerians were being treated in Ethiopia, they said they forgive them in Ethiopia. I flew through Turkey. Those people are animals.
Yeah, I can remember the experience.
You understand? So, but will Nigerian Airways treat you that way?
Never.
No. We sold ourselves as slaves to others, economic slaves. Tell me one thing Nigeria cannot do. If Tinubu want to work, you come on telling me that you want to do this. If I cannot, I'm so angry with this your government because they should be doing things. I said Nigeria borrow money, but don't even borrow cash. Bring in Airbuses. Is that not borrow?
So the renewed hope is going to work. It's a step at a time.
Hallelujah.
We pray so.
Hallelujah.
Kenneth, what's happening with Emefiele? Court is orders the unconditional release of Emefiele.
Well, we're seeing that the court's giving order for Emefiele's release and of course payment for damages due to over detention or other.
So I saw here direct Kano government to pay 30 billion within 7 days. So that money is supposed to be paid to Emefiele.
Well, I'm not going to laugh at Emefiele or the court, but I'm laughing at the money they said they should give to Emefiele. Someone who's been investigated for looting money.
Is that getting a reward of 30 billion naira? 30 billion.
Well, yes. I'll give you another angle to this. You see, for me, it's more like Emefiele is trying to push what he can. Of course, his fundamental right might have been impeded with the over the tension. We don't have to support what is not proper. It might have been over the ten. Even if in the UK, I believe, or US, I believe, even when he's been tried for such, they could maybe use a bracelet to monitor his movement, seize his passport against becoming a flight risk or something. But over detaining someone or illegal detention does not equate to whatever crime you think he has committed. But this is the thing now. Emefiele is pushing the government to see how he can do what we call a plea bargain. You
Okay.
understand? For me, I think Emefiele has a lot of money to vomit. He has a lot of money to bring back. But Emefiele did not commit these crimes alone. I might be of the APC, but I never supported the Muhammad Buhari administration. The reason I say this is because Buhari might be a good man, but Buhari was never a good administrator. He just gave people the jobs. He never bothered to look back at what they were doing. He left them to run the things the way they wanted. And of course, this is where we are now. So Emefiele will have to bring back some money, but Emefiele is going to be calling a lot of names. And nobody wants his name to be called with Emefiele because right now.
That is why the case is not like this, because I don't understand what's going on with it, because we know that, like you said, a lot of people are involved. A lot of people will go down with Emefiele, and they are just trading so carefully so as to not to be dragged down with Emefiele as well.
Yeah. What I really want to see is, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu took in, he constituted a committee to look into the activities of the CBN, and he promised Nigerians that that report will be released within the second week of November, and it will be made public. So we are waiting to see the report, because I think he's trying to do this. I say this because Tinubu is a man. If you watch his ways in governance, he likes working with lawyers. He has raised a lot of lawyers, Osibanjo, the Fashulas, and the rest. So he believes in what we call transparency to an extent, where it will also save his government. Because a lot of people is thinking that he's windshotting Emefiele because of Emefiele's involvement in the lax politics and, of course, his ways in politics. But I think he wants to make the whole thing public so that Nigerians can see, okay, look at the humongous amount of money that was looted, and this is where we are now.
We'll see how that go. And just before we move ahead, I'm seeing that Dangote speaks on allegation of economic sabotage. I always say that is it Brad Smith came out to say we are reducing our cement price because of the economic hardship and all that. This is a way of contributing to economy, and we all know that Dangote is way higher than these people. And he did come out as well to say he will reduce as well. And now he's coming out to speak on. Do you think at this point his explanation will make sense to us? Joy, I'm talking to you now.
Do I think his explanation? Sorry, I can't hear you well. I couldn't hear you well.
Leave Joy. Because are you here without Joy or you are sleeping?
Yes, I am. I didn't get your last statement. He said,
Okay, I'm talking about. Are you aware of the Basmate reducing a cement price from 5,000 something to
where
5,000?
when they reduce the price of
And then we also saw Dangote trying to make that move. At that point, I say a monopoly is good for business. At the end of the day, this person do okay. Now everyone said they can do too. So, and now he's coming out to speak because Nigerians actually, I followed that story. Nigerians went on X and they started dragging him. A lot of people actually used abusive words on him. How can you do this? We thought you have the interest of us at heart. That means if these people could reduce to this level, what stopped you? People are just milking the poor people. And he came out now. He did release a statement. He came out to say, he speaks on the allegation of economic sabotage. Do you think his explanation at this point will make sense to us after all this Basmate saga with him?
For me, having interacted with business people lately, they like the farming show. I interacted with a poultry farmer, and even the one into livestock, and even in the market, having with what I'm seeing, seriously, most business people, some are already leaving the market. Most of them are going down. So to an extent, I will not, because I I want to buy cement at a cheap price. The economy is bad already. Then I will now look at, because Tomorrow now, Boss Cement will come down, you come and start telling us some huge amounts that was what they lost. Or they may even close down. A lot of business in Nigeria today are going down. So for me, I'm not sure I'm going to blame Dangote if he doesn't decide to reduce price of cement. I think I want to understand with him, having interacted with business people and with what I'm seeing in Nigerian economy today.
Princess, can I throw my weight in this too?
Sure, Ken, go ahead.
I'm going to give you for a fact. There is nowhere Boa cement is sold in Nigeria for 3,500.
Okay.
The reason for this is this. Boa cement at their depot has initiated that price cut. But you know, Boa cement does not have the same logistics that Dangote has. You see Dangote trucks everywhere in the country, virtually almost everywhere in the country. You know, let's not even talk about their drivers and the reckless nature of Dangote drivers, where they give very young boys, you know, trucks to drive. That's by the way. Dangote is just saying this, that it's not just about producing the cement and selling it at the depot. There's also a need to transport the cement. And most of the roads where we have to get this cement is not even working. So even the people that buy Boa cement cheaper at the depot, they have to pay the trucks themselves to bring it to their places, and they are not selling at that price. I think the last time I called people in Aba, there was just a difference of about 1,200. So cement is still within 3,008, 3,006.
But that's quite much. That is quite much, Kenneth, because for instance, the last time I bought cement some months ago, I bought 200 bags, right, for my mom. She actually asked me to make the order for her. And each time I'm buying from my mom or my brother, I always I've been buying from Dangote anyway, and I call them, and when they are passing from Port Harcourt, they draw for us. Now, if you say, for instance, now minus that money from 300 bags, 400 bags of cement, how much would that give me, Kenneth? If I'm to buy
remember that the first news we read this morning was that diesel is sold at 1,300 naira.
300.
Yes. Kenneth, there's something we call corporate social responsibility. I don't even believe in it anyway. I believe in effective taxation. All right. Dangote, if he doesn't see any reason to come down on his prices, I won't blame him. I'm blaming the government for not taxing him enough. You understand? When you come to civilized world, they don't wait on your morals. They come up with a strategy to make sure you pay. Dangote is making a lot of money. Let him pay. You understand? Because I think the shameful thing with Dangote is that he's one person that benefited from monopoly policies that's made him rich. You understand? He monopolized bringing in of sugar, those rubbish into the country, and he made a lot of money. If as of today the same country is dying, and if he's happy with it, so be it for him. You understand? You know what I'm disappointed in him? He has done a lot for Nigeria. Dangote is in a position to make money outside and bring to Nigeria now, not to even begin to take from us. He has. You see, when government go to bed with businesses like this, that's what you get. You understand? They go to bed with them, and it should stop. Dangote is a good man. He's an entrepreneur. He's not a good person. And a businessman is not supposed to be a good person. It is the government that's supposed to come up with laws that will stop these people from ripping us up. Now, what happened was a show of shame for Dangote. Whether they buy whether the price the other guy reduce it, go and buy from there. At the end of the day, if Dangote felt it is not true, why did they put his price down? People will go and buy and get it from that place. It will not cost me extra 2,000 to bring a bag of cement to my house if I want to buy in quantity, or people buy it. So it was a ripoff. And this is a man that benefited so much from the country. We thank you for what you have done for Nigeria, but you benefited a lot from Nigeria as well. Without Nigeria, you are no more, you are nothing. You understand? And I said to them, the businesses in Nigeria is, you see that money you have, it's not your money. It belongs to Nigeria, and Nigeria belongs to all of us. So when you hold a naira, it's something we give you to keep. It's a property of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, owned by every one of us. So that you own it, we respect you, you control it, we're not going to take it from you by force, but you owe us a responsibility. When you are not behaving, it's a duty of the government to say, okay, this is what we want to do, so that there can be sanity in the system. Kenneth, it is the rich people in Europe that introduced the welfare package, not the poor, not the government.
Because they know that it gets as it go be, they won't be able to sleep. So you said you're trying to now safeguard your own life.
If Dangote want to sleep well,
able to eat and be on their own, you too, you can now have your rest in your home, in your heaven.
Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that Dangote as an individual has done much more than even some state governments has ever done for Nigeria.
Yes, and he has benefited much more. He has also benefited much more than what some states.
I am not saying that he has not benefited.
Yes,
but he has benefited.
So those much is given
under what the law has permitted almost everybody to benefit. Dangote has constructed roads in Nigeria. Roads.
You know why? Dangote cement alone, they are the one destroying all our roads. Are you aware?
In fact, he's the one even those ones are the people. Let's not go into that.
Accident,
let's not go into that.
Road damage, everything.
We are not grateful. We want people to be entrepreneurial. So we support Dangote in his ventures. You understand? However, again, I won't blame you guys. I blame the government for not making you pay for what you're benefiting from us. And these are the things we're talking about. If Dangote alone is rich, he's not going to find it easy in Nigeria. That's where he is now. You need people, you need collective riches, collective wealth for society to grow. God did not create one person to succeed. That's why he created you as a nation. Why don't you have your own country? Dangote's country. You need Nigeria to be a country, to be successful. You understand? To feel good. If I dress this morning and I'm alone in this world, I'll be feeling bad. I dress because people are going to see me dress. I wear white today. I'm looking good. You understand? So Nigerians, people can see me. If it's on myself, I probably wouldn't. I will be naked now. You understand? What am I saying, sir? So you need human beings around you to feel good. It's the same thing like a nation. A nation needs every one of us. And if we don't carry people along, it bites us. Not even economically, not even morally. Economically.
Kenneth, before now, I've been number one. I don't know. I would say I'm the number one for the past 2-3 years. I've been helping my mom. In fact, I'm my mom and my brother's contractor. So I used to buy cement on monthly basis. I'm not talking about 50 bahts. Are you getting? And so I know how much cement I've bought recent time. And see, Kenneth, if they are selling 3,000 in a bag, I will go there and buy you. Don't tell me that one transportation. I will look for I'll go there.
Okay, thank you, President. I'll ask you this now. The way you can easily access Dangote cement, sincerely, can you also access Bua cement like that?
Why will I not?
Let me answer Kenneth. Kenneth, you know all this why I've been building for Momsy from one project to another. I used to think that, Dangote cement is the best, right? That is only where, because the furniture guy that we use in our project told me that, Stakes, let's buy from these people. So he gave me those people's contacts. Maybe he said if they get something, I don't want to know. But at the end of the day, I'm just used to that driver. So I used to tell him, once you're passing, bring 200 bags, bring 150, bring 300 bags. You get. So I've never looked away from Dangote. Just maybe now, when we finish these ones, I'll look away, Kenneth. So if you have in your village, let me know. I'll send a truck there to buy.
Allah, don't worry about whether accessibility. Accessibility.
2,000 is something.
What are you talking about?
1,000 something, and I'm buying a whole how many bags? How much is that?
Shut up. At this point, he should shut up. You know what? He's not suspended. He has made the people say he should apologize for ripping us. At this point, it's apology. He said sometimes you have an oversight. He doesn't have, Dangote will not be there to make all the decisions. You understand? So some of the things he might not be aware of. This is right to do.
But anyway, we still love Dangote. He has been there for us all the while,
exactly.
And then we applaud him to.
He has not been there for us. He has been very entrepreneurial. We support him.
Joy, what are you saying?
Dangote, at least he has employed the people he employs.
Thank you.
He's doing a lot.
How much is he paying them? Hey, how much is he paying them? This is the thing we're saying. Wait, let me finish. He can employ millions. You see why I'm worried? You see, somebody that got millions of drivers, personal driver, is employing people. Is it not true? Mm-hmm. So clap for him for having slaves. Not from him for having slaves.
No, sir. In Nigeria, don't. I don't want you to rate us with the UK.
I'm not rating. It's a simple thing to think.
In Nigeria, you giving somebody a driving job is you also putting food in your table, and then they appreciate.
Who says so?
Yes, sir.
Now the question I ask is, who says so?
Right job, and these people don't have money to start up a business.
What's the badness? You know what I'm doing? I said I don't blame you for having slaves. It's Nigeria that gives you slaves. Because it's the duty of what I'm saying is simple arithmetical. Princess, the reason people don't have drivers here is not because they don't want to, because they cannot afford it. And that money, you see now, everybody's crying, oh, I don't have money to buy fuel so that I can have 20 cars and have more slaves. I bet increase the cost of fuel. If you want to drive a car, pay that amount for the fuel because you don't need a car. Nigeria at the moment don't need a car. We don't need people driving cars for luxury. Only car for business or to move it from one place to the other. Not the biggest of all cars. You Nigeria, you know the kind of cars you guys drive. The massive ones.
Sir, the thing is this.
You don't need it.
And Joy, let me correct the question. Don't forget also that Basmate has also employed a lot of people as well.
I would not comparing them now.
Yes,
Let's leave that one. No, I'm saying that they are slaves.
They are all doing well for us as a people, as entrepreneurs. They somehow one way or the other.
Like I said, I don't blame them. I blame who? The government. Because if see this is why we say Tinubu. You see, this is the thing we're saying. Tinubu, you started well, oh. You see the funniest thing there, when that man make that speech, I was smiling, I was jumping that he stopped fuel subsidy. You understand? That's a start to go. If you can afford a car, then you can buy the fuel. If not, take our public transport. What the government needs to do is not make money from public transport. Buy big buses, move people from one place to the other. You employ them well because you can pay so much. Transport for London pays so much.
So much, just from here to that market.
Sir, thank you for also telling people good. Let us even remember that the reason we are talking about this Dangote and Bua right now is because a minister in this renewed hope, agenda, Dave Umahi, he raised the point when he said that the price of cement is too high and that he wants to undertake cement technology in road building, and that his conversation with contractors were that when they even import cement to Nigeria, it is cheaper for them. So that he's not going to beg. When I hear the
word import alone, you know that's something people of our age will not be hearing. You know, you see, Kenneth, it's like, you know who used this word in those days? It was the time of Murtala Mohammed. This language I'm using now. When he was importing chicken, and we call it Tofi ideology, it's still what I'm using today. You understand? Kenneth, you cannot use your country's wealth to just go and buy. You use it to build. If you need something, if you need cement at a better price, if Dangote and Boa can build factories that are now manufacturing cement, government can encourage production of cement in massive numbers. You don't need to import it. You see, if you need more rice, government can encourage rice. You see, Buhari was a failure because Buhari could not manage it, but he did well. Why not build on it? Why not say, because rice production in Nigeria, the price is too high now we want to bring in more. And now look at the Naira. This is what you get when you buy, you don't sell. You see, I'm telling them again, you see, that is the stupid policy. Any economist is simple. When you don't sell out and you only buy, thank God we have oil. Now make you see the sit down for that place. Oil. If you don't use oil to get foreign money, where would you have money to buy?
Sir, when there's an open market, it will definitely force the local production to come back to their real senses. The reason Dangote hiked these prices, Bua hiked this price, was because there was no competition. I'm not in support of import, but I think this is, government is all about policy. Must not always be like that. But there are ways you force things to happen. Tinubu always is a very crafty man.
No,
him saying, okay, you know
what? If people want to do that, why did they take oil subsidy? Why did they stop oil subsidy? Because if you think you want to please Nigerians, what's the point? They're taking the oil subsidy and we're not suffering from oil subsidy and you're not bringing cement. Are you bringing stupid cement from outside the country, bringing rice? Are you mad? You understand? Because the same money
No,
That will fail.
it will force the local production to come back to their senses. You see,
Oh
that's what
my
he's talking now.
God.
What he's
Then
talking now.
why don't we just bring in fuel and then pay for subsidy and local production of fuel?
No, the dynamics between the two sectors are very different.
Okay, I hear you. We cannot get to the end of that.
Kenneth, sometimes I struggle to understand you. You said bringing in importing cements, we now step up the local markets, and then or maybe that will help our indigenous producers to do what to be on their feet. And then you remember also during President Buhari, when the borders were actually closed. Before that time, we're having rice importations, and nobody talked about local Nigerian local made
Exactly.
rice. And as at the time the borders were closed, we now started seeing rice. At some point, some were so sandy, others they started improving.
Exactly.
And then that means at that point, everybody now knew about local
Locally
homemade
made
rice.
rice.
And so why are we now going back to
Thank you.
importation?
You took us 10 years back.
Thank you for
The
bringing this
government
down.
took us 10 years back.
You see, now the local manufacturers, right, were allowed to do this. The industry is not that, the industry is even adding more now. Not because they
if
have
you not bring competition to kill them,
because
Kenneth,
they have competition.
Kenneth, let me tell you, Kenneth, down to the UK, they have a percentage of foreign produce that you show even on their television. That's content that you can show on British television. There's a percentage, 60% of the British, maybe 30% or 20% is what you can bring in. This is to encourage local production of content. Down to that. You understand? And I'm sure Nigerian government is even doing that as well. So any government protects their manufacturers. That's the only way you encourage people to go into production. If I go to produce rice today, my small rice will not. There's no way I can compete with China, who uses everything to produce their rice. If government want to help me, government should bring in machine for me to produce rice, not to bring in stupid rice from China to come and compete with the one I'm producing. It makes no sense. And Kenneth, we may think as if it's painful. Really now, look at what Buhari did. Princess analyzed it clearly. Because I never knew there's even look Nigerian rice.
Yes,
now I know
so much now.
Can you
Very
imagine?
nice ones that you can buy. You can hardly even see sand.
So,
They're not improving.
meaning with time, if we allow this another 8 years, if this Tinubu government had stick to the plan, maybe rice price will be going down, because the more you produce, the more the price will go down. Now we have competition between Dangote and Boa. Not to go and bring another one. Let another company start producing cement. Let there be more production of cement. So we have 20 companies producing cement in Nigeria than to bring some from abroad. These are things we can even produce. The ones who cannot produce, I can understand. If they go buy television now, because we're not producing television, I can understand that. Cement, rice, come on.
Anyway, we move quickly now to the end. We don't have much time again, but that will be the Guardian newspaper, and Joy will be taking that paper.
On the Guardian newspaper this morning, the major headline says, unviable football clubs drain states billions of naira yearly. That's the big story, and it's found on page 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Then we have Rep summons CBN. Rep summons CBN. Discos over $30 million and 18.2 billion loans naira for electricity project. This is found in page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have who ranks Nigeria highest out-of-pocket expenditure nature in West Africa. It's still found in page 7 of the newspaper.
Is it WHO, right?
WHO.
Yes, who as in WHO. Okay, let me take that again.
Thank you.
Who as in WHO ranks Nigeria highest out-of-pocket expenditure nation in West Africa. This is found in page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. We have importers opt for trucks as multiple charges hobble NRC's cargo haulage targets. And it is found in page 8 of the Guardian newspaper. Reps the least 5 billion yacht. Still the yacht story. I take it again. Yet, reps the least 5 billion yacht, raise students loan to 10 billion as Senate okays Tinubu's
Released.
2.17 trillion budget. This is found in page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Then we have PDP chieftains sues Tinubu, Senate over Umoren's rec appointment. You can find this in page 20 of the Guardian newspaper. I think that's all for the Guardian newspaper this
I'm
morning.
not ready for this one.
All right, and then I saw a story here that say Rep summon CBN discos over 321 million dollar, uh, 18.2 billion naira loan for electricity projects. And with this, we actually talked about electricity just a while ago, and as well, PDP creating sued Tinubu Senate over Umare's uh, Umare's Morris rec appointment. I'd really wanted Kenneth to speak on this big story here. I'm more concerned about that big story. We've talked about economy, politics, but I want us to talk about unvariable football clubs drain state billions of naira yearly. Club expenses. Let's talk about how to even make money with football clubs. We talk about businesses here and there, and we have these youngsters that increase that it states. You keep saying that. I don't even know why individuals with money cannot run clubs in Nigeria like we're seeing here in the developed world, where they can just pick star boys, bring them up, and then you can even start selling them. You can even start using them to make money at the end of the day. So I don't know why people do not want to invest in football.
No, no, and I think it boils down to even when I was talking to my own people, Robo Nation, I was saying to them, if you have a national football team called Robo football team, they will play outside. They will bring in money for the country, for the state, for the nation. So you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong if you invest in football. For me, it's just the same thing. When you invest in football, it's something like invest in education. Now, people are wondering what's the benefit of, if they finish, they won't get a job. But you know what? You have done something. You've achieved trained personnel, whether they are working or not. In terms of production, the university, their job is to produce, train, and equip personnel. You got that. Now, giving them job become another thing. You understand? So let's get, so our priority plan one is to get the people, and plan two to use them. You understand? So, like you said now, Nigeria is a country of 200 million people. 200 million. How can football be wrong? And when I was growing up, the funniest thing, we have the ICC Shooting Stars of Lagos. You guys were young. We have the Bender Insurance. You see,
But we're still having the Eyimba, we're still having
yes,
how do you
exactly.
call the other one
Again,
now?
these
I
are
know
not
Eyimba very
in
well.
those days. We were all supporting Bender Insurance. We full supporters club. They have massive club supporters. Do you understand? The way you have in England now, that was how it was. And they had this great following then. Today, in fact, the people I blame mostly. I said, maybe they didn't engage them. Nigerian government did not engage them. Our footballers are here. They came down to UK, to America, to all these Western countries
Clubs.
to play football. They saw the business of football. Now, they go back home at the end broke because the money they put in the hotels, like as if they are politicians. You understand? This is your field. Your field is football. Football brought you to where you are. I wonder why you cannot actually go back and train more people, and make money. I don't understand.
Kenneth, why do you think that we don't have individuals? We talk about economy, we talk about building Nigeria and the people as well. And we've seen the big story coming from the Guardian today on sport. Why do you think that individuals, I know Nigerians, some of them really have money. Why is it that they cannot invest in football, or they are thinking football it's the Western thing, or I don't know what's happening. We used to have the Eyimba, the elephant of here now. Even Delta, I don't know the name, but we used to have state clubs and all that. And why is it that these people, the local leagues, are not doing well, and we cannot see individuals, investors coming, to actually take that sector higher? Even Amaju Pinnick that is spending so much money inviting Davido for a show that Davido refused to turn up, and now he's suing Davido billions of naira. Why can't such a man that has stayed
But
in
the
the
question is,
glass
where
of
did they even get the money?
that is why some Nigerians are saying, Davido, do not return the money. You
No,
must
even
tell us where you got the money.
that
That
will
is
get
their
an issue
business.
another day. It's an issue of another day. Yes,
Yeah,
investing,
why can't
investing.
such a person, Amadi Pinnick, that has been in the glass house NFL for so long, and not say, okay, I think with my level, I can actually put up something like this.
Princess, sorry, I know Kenneth will want to respond to this, but I want to say this. Approaching it from even individual point of view is a failure already.
Why, sir? But most of the clubs here are owned by.
Yeah, because the structure is put in place.
Okay.
You understand? A structure is put in place so that the football business can flourish. You understand? So this is how I see it. You understand? The sense of the premiership, it's only going to succeed when people only invest in where they're going to make money. You understand? So the question is, these people who have been here, they have seen premiership making millions. Look at premiership is now, you televise it. Another content for TV station. You understand? You watch premiership in Nigeria. They play here, making money for us here. You understand? So there's a way you monetize football. Not only through people going to the field to go and watch. At least Nigeria now respect. You see all the whole sports. They love Africa. They know African have football. So you see people like Puma, Adidas coming to put their things around there. You attract these people in, and they have products to sell. That way, there is money in football. When you now own a club, in fact, the communities now own clubs. Most of the clubs here are owned by communities. They're not privately owned. You understand? Then people they invest, they have shares in it. There should be, I think we need a plan to intentionally grow football in Nigeria because it's money-making business. But it's not going to happen if you don't learn how to televise it. I mean, the product. You need to make the product, convert it into different forms. Football played in the field is one. Television is another thing. App is another thing now. They're doing gambling with it. Yeah, betting, if you go to England, you see where they bet with football. It's only, I'm ashamed that we only bet with European football. If you're a gambler, why are you not gambling with your own that you can see, that you can even predict better? You can't predict the won't happen here. You understand? So these are ways, strategy to make the business attractive. I mean, the only people I'm really blaming are those boys who are here. They've seen how big you can make money from football. They go back home and invest in hotels.
I'll throw more weight behind what you've said. The problem for me, I always like attacking the civil service because I think if they wake up, everything will work. The problem for me comes from even the educational system. Do we have courses that offer, that teach people how to administrate in sports? Mm-hmm. Now we're talking only about football. Whenever we're talking about the money the states make, United States make from basketball, we're not talking about the money they make from baseball. We're not talking about the money they make from rugby. We're not talking about table tennis, lawn tennis. Now, let's even talk about football. In Nigeria, our ex-internationals, the only thing they do about football, I say to their face, is to come and promote Sporty Bet and Bet Nigeria. That is the only thing they do whenever they retire from football. The only contribution they make is to become ambassadors for Bet Nigeria and Sporty Bet. And people...
I only try to join the national team and be a coach. That's why you see them. People,
that one they fight themselves dirty over it. In fact, they can disgrace themselves because they want to become a coach. Now, we have clubs that are run by state government. It's not done anywhere in the world. I think Nigeria is the only place you can even see something like that. How can a state governor be running a football club? You understand one thing. It's a conduit for what? Money laundering. No questions. That's it. The only reason a state governor will be involved in running a football club is because he can steal some money from that place. Aside that, there is no reason for a state governor to be running a football club. In this generation, you don't tell me that even a Nigerian football club cannot attract foreign investors. If you package it well, if there's a PPP arrangement well organized, people put their money there. We have 220-something million people, where over 100 million of them are young people that are so crazy about football. In fact, I don't even think the Europeans love football like Nigerians. I can't imagine an European man liking football more than me. Because we can trek to go and watch football. We can stand on the road and chook our head somewhere, someone's store to watch the Premier League because there is no light in my house. So I need to stand somewhere in a barbering saloon and peep to see football. We can even buy a bottle of beer to sit down somewhere so we can have access to watch football. This is the passion we have. If you think Nigerians cannot watch Nigerian football, watch what happens whenever the Super Eagles is playing.
Yes.
People, taxi drivers don't even go to work. They tell you, Oga, Nigeria, they play match, I won't watch match.
Yes, we watch.
Despite
Yeah,
how
we
bad
watch.
we perform in the Super Eagles.
Yes.
People can sacrifice their time. People, how am I going to go to National Stadium Abuja and pay money to watch football match? We were there to do a contest and there was no light in the whole National Stadium. So how will I go to the National Stadium to watch match? When the match will end, they'll take the light and someone will rub my phone and nobody will catch the paper. I'll go to the National Stadium to watch match and my bag will get lost. There's no CCTV camera there to tell me who took my bag. Go to Europe and watch a football match. If you lose something, you can almost as well go to the control room. They will tell you exactly where that thing is.
Where it is, yes.
Aside football, we don't even monetize the stadiums. That's why most of the stadiums are dying off. Nothing happens in the stadium. You cannot even. The only thing that happens in the stadium is when the video wants to perform in the stadium. That's the only thing that happens in the stadium.
Kenneth, do you know your national stadium? The GM, the manager, we were there.
Let's not go into that now.
He had this big drum. Water is dropping into that place, the man office. Hey, I said, okay, where is this coming from? He said it's coming from up. And the thing that came to my mind, if this is your home, would you fix this? Princess. You know that beautiful stadium? We did a lot of events there. Kenneth is aware that we can't even go
2 weeks plus.
We cannot. What a national asset. And you know what, Kenneth? Do you know what that national stadium will be making for Nigeria?
The place is quite big and it's
Billions
quite.
of naira. If you like it, billions of naira.
I only went there when I covered the Sunday they said swearing in as coach then.
With that event,
And,
it's our constant place, you know. If I would partner with them.
We spent 2 weeks there. 2 weeks plus there.
The first time, when the Kenya came to the first contest we did, was in that same stadium. So the place is equipped, you know, and you know the funniest thing, that cone, what do you call that the other part where you have, they pick it from
Velodrome.
the velodrome. We have the same one here in England. Nigeria saw it, they copy and they go and build it with a lot of money. With all the facilities, Princess is now dead. So
it's a shame, and come to think of it, we're even talking about the Federal Capital Territory.
Yes.
This is the stadium there.
Exactly.
Not like some states,
Oh,
okay,
God.
let's look away.
Oh,
so
God.
it's quite shameful.
Oh God, the one they build in my village is still not completed tomorrow. With all the money wasted, though.
But I think we have a very beautiful one. Is it in Calabar in Akwa Ibom that is?
Yeah, that's
all
the
those
national
stadiums, all these stadiums, Princess, you see, they are beautiful when the governor has just renovated it newly, or the governor has just decided to put some money there, and of course, still some money there. I say to their faces, because they want to act like they are not investing in sports. You don't invest in sports by just building a stadium. You invest in sports by looking at the policy, the framework, and working from the grassroots to bring it up again. If you go to South Africa, do you know that Nigerian players are signed from Nigeria to go and play ball in Cameroon, even in Kenya, in Mozambique? And if I have one boy in my side in Umweze, sorry, I will not call his name now, so he will not get annoyed with me. He signed a contract to go and play football in India, and he threw a party in the whole village.
in India.
In India.
God bless us.
I said, I might just mistakenly question, let me close my mouth. I know he's my very good friend, he's watching me. I said, are you throwing a party because you're going to India to play football? I said, yes. I said, India. Indians, and when I was in primary school, Indians used to come to our school to come and teach us crafts. How to mold paper, how to use paper and build
my secondary school teacher, my second one, Change Ham and Joseph John. They were
and when they finish, they will say, please tell your mommy to give you something to bring for the Indian man that is coming tomorrow. In fact, when we are going home, we used to see them trek. I'm not against them, but we used to see them trek home with their leg. They didn't even have a car. You know, they trek with the students. And I'm saying now Nigerians are going to India to play football. My God, that is how low we can. And we have internationals that earn millions of dollars when they play football. The only thing they do is to come back to Nigeria, build a hotel, build one thing, they don't even go back to invest in the club.
That's the thing. They can make so much money if they just own the football, or maybe in fact, if they cannot even own the football, they can then organize. When you are here, you see, sometimes I always say to people, anything you do, and you don't think outside the box to become an entrepreneur, you are a fool. I said to them, if you're an actor, you don't see how they make movie in the industry. You understand? Becoming a producer, you will die poor. All right, you cannot be successful being an actor. I never see somebody who is very rich making jobbing from salary. You outside, you're going to take outside the box and become an entrepreneur. You understand? And that exactly when they come to play football here, these boys were not looking how the business of premiership actually works. Look at it in Italy or in all Europe. You go to Turkey, Nigerian footballers there. When you guys go home, can't you bring some of this technology, the knowledge, the contact, the understanding home to rebuild our system so you become the boss? What happened in those days? The only reason we got independence was that the colonial masters sent some of us abroad to come and study. When we got here, we now say, oh, is this why you people govern yourself? Now we want to govern ourselves. That's how we got independence. You understand? You guys you came as slaves and you remain slaves. They see looking on to the premiership team to come and empower you when you are not already a slave. I don't understand this, man. It's not a jubilation. That's why I'm really against importation of anything to Nigeria. We should be exporting footballers today if we are smart. We should be exporting doctors. You know what? Here in Europe, the old people, there are so many now that the number of doctors produced here are not enough. Nurses is hot cake. In fact, Kenneth, if you see any baby nurse, you marry here, you all don't wear. You understand? Now nurses, they be a hot cake. Not being a princess when we present her. Now nurses will look for her. You understand? So we call them Uncle Tom. You understand? They're money making. So what we're saying is that what stop Nigeria now? Seeing the trend. Because Europe will continue to go down because they're living longer than us. Meaning they're going to need care workers. That's why they're now bringing people as carers. But what you really want to bring is medical doctors. Train medical doctors for export. They work, they bring money back. We will call them expatriates.
Cuba does that.
No, Kenneth, what will then happen then is our medical doctors will be living as expatriates, not as immigrants. Right now they are coming as immigrants. That language needs to change. You understand? If you train it well, if you plan it well, Africa, oh God, may God help us. Today we should be sending people abroad to America, to UK, to Europe as expatriates, not as immigrants. Because when they come to Nigeria, they are what? What do you call them?
That's not right.
And
In
when
fact,
we come here,
even some of them come from the prison, from Lebanon, and they come to Nigeria, they become an expatriate engineer.
and yes, a Malu, in fact, a village fool from England here. No, if you go to Nigeria, because he carry white skin, oh, he's an expert already. And when a medical doctor trained with PhD, he will come here and he will be what? An immigrant.
An immigrant. In fact, I like this. It's a topic for discussion. Why are we immigrants in the West when they are experts in our own side?
Yes, I think we'll leave that as a topic as we wrap up the show. We'll spend so much time this morning, and we can take other papers. We have to call it a wrap here, and let it be known as well that WIKE has approved funds for the maintenance of international the mosques and the Christian Center in Abuja as well. So
that's politics.
Yes, I know that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine where we are? See, when I say this is my topic ideology, you know how to talk. With the talk of our country, go take it, they approve mosque and church. Keep those things at home. You know, if I
the worshippers there cannot even maintain their churches and their mosques.
They collect so much money.
This is for the National Mosque and the Christian Center,
and they don't have money.
Then the national Christians and the national Muslims should maintain their national mosque. Who is maintaining the national shrine? Do we have a national shrine?
They don't get money.
When
we say, see, that na wicked. You know, see the mass transportation that would have made a lot of money.
You understand? It's national mosque and national church. Where is the national shrine? Where is the national Buddhist center? Is Nigeria only a Christian and a Muslim state?
Oh God!
So there's even apartheid in the
religion. Where is our African traditional religion corner?
Thank you.
We don't get.
You don't have. Maybe if you bring your own, you would have released budget for that.
And they come on, We get,
to
in fact,
maintain that.
where's
Kenneth, I
that,
don't
where's that
understand.
man? Where's that our lawyer? That
Malcolm,
Man,
Barrister Malcolm,
Marco should go
honorable.
there. Marco should go there and demand money for his own shrine. Where is the African shrine? Eh? Oh God, may God save us. Oh. I know that when you
Amen.
talk about this, you'll be demon. You'll be this Nigeria.
I understand, but anyway, we have to wrap up the show. We'll spend more time and we'll have other shows coming up. Thank you so much, Daddy Chris, Kenneth, and Joy for being on the show today.
Thank
And
you.
we do hope that we keep speaking, we keep talking, and at some point, Nigeria will get better. We want to see a better, a new Nigeria. And like Kenneth said, let's wait and see what our dear president, his best friend, will do for us. And
A lot of
Baba,
people.
Baba is working. Let's take it that way. Can I see Baba the work?
But what he did in Lagos, we will do in Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen.
Listen,
Amen.
let's use this opportunity to throw a little bit light. And what's going on with your next presidential? Tell us a little bit. Where are we?
Yeah, with the next president show, actually on Saturday will be the FCT finals, and we'll be seeing a very, very hot, contest from the FCT guys. We're also expecting Plateau State on Saturday, as well as Gombe State on Saturday to have their finals, where we will, of course, see the emergence of the next governor for FCT, for Plateau, and for Gombe. And as much as we're doing that, we're also looking towards getting these young people have their manifestos in a kind of a magazine, so that it's not something they just do and they go home and they forget about it. So that posterity rather will join them, will judge them for having been able to develop solutions to Nigerian problems. We are expecting to pass these manifestos to political leaders in time to say these are what other ordinary young Nigerians, proposed could solve problems in their states and at the federal level at large. So yeah, the contest is on. We're also registering some new states from today and tomorrow. We'll be adding mostly states from the southwest and of course the south. Where we've not really had so much participation from them in this year's contest. But so far it's going well. We're seeing a lot of content coming out from them. We're seeing young people. Of course, it's politics. A lot are trying to play politics in the political way. But with the next president, of course, there is no political way. It's an intellectual way for you to win the show.
Well, I was hoping that I know you'll be having some one or two challenges over there because I was going to ask you if you would rate what you're saying from different parts of the nation, all right? How much our youth embracing politics, you understand? Which is really a thing. I can see a lot of northern states getting excited, middle belt. What is happening to people in the south, like you said, southwest? Is it awareness? What is happening?
In fact, I think that you raised a very, very big point, and it shows what Nigeria is about. I think this contest has even made me to realize what is the problem of the country. The problem of the country, to me, I think, when we blame the North for always holding power, is because the North is the ones that are interested in governance without emotions. The northern part of Nigeria, they are always interested in governance, in politics, in leadership. The southern Nigeria, which of course I am from, sadly loves Twitter politics, Facebook politics, politics of antagonism. Like the government is wrong, go. This government is wicked government, stupid government, but they don't even want to get involved in the governance. At the northern level, I'm seeing women. In fact, all the women that are participating in the next president and next governor reality it is now are all from the north. I'm yet to see just one or two from the south. So you begin to see that the north, whenever you talk about anything that concerns governance, politics, they come. And these are not just coming to do the normal old politics. These are young people with brain to lead, to change the narrative. And sadly, we might see that in the future to come. Yes, this is online. Of course, the internet never forgets. And I'll be proud to say, in the future to come, we might see discover the same trend of northerners leading Nigeria will continue because the southerners are not even interested. The only thing we want to do is to go on Twitter and tweet and talk. And of course, no action. So for me, this year, I've seen more participation from the north. I've seen zealousness from the north in terms of their 5 minutes video, in terms of the speeches. In fact, they are the ones that push themselves the most in this show.
And tomorrow they will come and start fighting. They will come and start talking. Opportunity has come now. Joining, you will not do. Tomorrow you will fight, you will quarrel. It's really sad. And that is why we say northern people, you say I cannot be ruled by the northerners. They are this, they didn't go to school, but see opportunity now. They are coming out and they are there. Good for us.
Very good for us.
I think one thing one let's believe that it's awareness, because this is a shame.
It's not awareness. Naturally, if you notice the youth, I've stayed in Abuja for over 10 years. If you notice, and I schooled in Port Harcourt, I was born and bred in Delta. So look at it carefully. You notice that our people don't even like politics. Like Kenneth said, it's just to say it. But the energy, is even now that you've seen few people trying to like come in. Before now, it has always been a thing of the North where even their children, everybody wants to put head, wants to go.
Course. Thank you, Princess.
We understand the benefit of leadership, you understand? And when we begin to practice it, I think democracy has come to stay in Nigeria. The shameful thing about democracy of Nigeria is it's just only the rich people. And when we practice democracy well, because it's the only way we can move as a country, because we're a country of different nations. The only way we can move forward is for us to practice democracy for what it is, you understand? Not only the rich now. What we have is selectocracy. We select them. You understand? People that are ruling us today are selected. They are not really voted for. By the time we vote for our leaders, if Tinubu got the mandate of Nigerians and is sure Nigeria is behind him, you know what will happen? Nobody will go and shake them at there. He will tell you, no, who are you? He will not be making this appointment now. He's pleasing some people today. I swear, Tinubu will not work with Wike on a good day, if not for political convenience. You understand? You now begin to pick people. You understand? He will probably pick the vice president because he has to win election. But if had it been he had the support of Nigerians as a man, you see that the man will pick the best. I know Tinubu, he would have picked the best for the country. So maybe it is time, young people, maybe part of your discussion will be what. You see, we talk of restructuring Nigeria, but restructuring the politics, the Nigerian politics. So even understanding the importance of free and fair elections, because I think that one is a big one. You understand? When we have a free and fair election, the power is with us and our president, not the few people now. You see people that vote, because if I help you, give you money to win election, oh boy, you listen to me. Unless time you come to me. You understand? So you see, these are the things we suffer when we don't participate in politics. Because then, at the end of the day, if you don't vote, it will be counted as no vote.
No vote.
You voted because it is recorded. You like vote, you not vote, it will be recorded. No vote. Somebody will become president.
Of course.
And that person will be your president.
And that would be a good place to wrap up the show this morning. Thank you so much, all of you, for being part of the show. Let's not forget our travel tour, Srtv Travel Tour. You can help you book your tickets, run ticket services, and of course study in the UK. Another packages as well. Just to call, I'll be right there. Let's not forget magazine, event coverage, and as well renters as well. And our production outlets. Oh my goodness, you need to go in there. It's a beautiful place. It's just for you to walk in with your crew, with your cast, and you have to start shooting right away. You don't need to buy this or arrange that. It's well all organized, arranged for you, your use already. It's just for you to walk in. And for as low as this, you are there doing your thing. We'll go today. We'll say so much. We pray that Nigeria will be better for all of us, because like the president said the other day after the Supreme Court verdict, that Nigeria is for all of us. We don't have any other country, and that I stick with that. It's for all of us. Let's all do our best and make it work. We'll see you again to Monday. It's Friday, but don't drink and drive when you go out. Karen, do people still go for clubbing in Abuja every Friday? Because normal Abuja Friday na shut down. How is it now?
Princess, you see, you cannot take away enjoyment from the life of an African man. I will not say Nigerian. Every African man and woman, in fact, an African person believes in quality life. Even with the little money, people are clubbing, but the drinks are changing.
They are no longer buying champagne of 100,000.
Nobody's doing champagne again now. It's double bitters. 800 naira, 1,000.
Kenneth, Ogogoro and champagne. What's the difference?
No, champagne is inside the
Can we add some sugar to our gogoro and it becomes champagne? You see, why must we import champagne? And this is the thing I don't understand. Ogogoro is actually healthy. It's healthier.
Kenneth, I don't understand you. Who does that? Somebody leave their home to the club and start doing the double bitters. I beg, just buy it and drink in your house. What kind of funny hand is that?
No, in fact, Princess, I can tell you, some people, the strategy, well, I don't want to save myself, that most people use now, what we're going at is to, first of all, drink a little double bitter of 600 in your house. You now enter the club, take pictures, and you go home.
Yes. Let's go home tonight.
Anyway,
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank God it's Friday. Have fun. And of course, don't drink and drive. We'll see you again on Monday.
Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kind of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.